of you that are new, welcome to my platform. My name is Astraea Love, and I'm going to be doing a reading for you guys today. So I hope everybody has had a good day. Please know that my readings are timeless, so whenever you get to this reading, there's going to be messages in here for you. I suggest that you guys watch all of the readings on both of my platforms. I have another platform called the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle, where I do similar readings to like what I do on this platform. Okay, so watch each reading at your leisure. Okay, because every reading is going to hold an Easter egg of knowledge for you to decode about your spiritual journey and path. Okay, so we are calling upon the Most High God and the Holy Spirit. We're calling upon Jesus Christ, the Ascended Masters, and our spirit guides, our ancestors, our guardian angels, and our spiritual team of highest light and resonance. And we're asking that they put a protective shield around us, keeping us safe from anyone or anything that would try to mean us any harm, or try to negatively influence or impact this reading in any way. I pray for the highest light, the highest wisdom, the highest knowledge, and the highest truth to be revealed to me and to my collective, and I pray for my subscribers. So now as I call upon your personal favor, God, please continue to bless and prosper me in this platform, and please continue to bless and prosper my collective. All honor, worship, glory, and praise goes to the Most High. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God, and amen. Okay, so for those of you that have personal questions, also, if you guys could like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. It would really help this platform to like the video, tap the notification bell, make sure you're subscribed. All that stuff allows this platform to be seen by other people. But if you guys have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat, and I will pause the collective reading, and I will answer your question, okay? So just know that that's available. I'll set a 20-minute timer, and I will answer your question. If any of you would like to tip or leave a donation, again, thank you for all tips and donations in advance. The links to that are in the description box below. So, by watching my readings, you are agreeing to not attack, bully, or persecute me for my calling. You're also agreeing to be responsible for your own energy and for the choices that you make in your life, okay? I can't choose choices for anybody else. All I can do is channel information, and then what you do with that information is on you. So if I talk about anything in the realms of health, make sure you follow up with a doctor. If I talk about anything in the realms of therapy, follow up with a therapist. Legal, follow up with a lawyer, that type of thing, okay? I only claim to be a psychic and a spiritual person, and so I'm not... Sorry, y'all. I was eating oranges earlier, and so then there was orange in my tooth. Sorry about that. I was like, no, I can't continue on with it there. Anyways, so yeah, no bullying me, no bullying anybody in the chat, no bullying anybody in the comments. It's so important that you guys like the video. It lets the algorithm know that this content is worth being seen. If you guys could share this video, I would greatly appreciate it. Share it across all of your social media platforms so that we can grow this community and get these messages out to the people that need to hear them. So if you guys could like the video, I would greatly appreciate it, okay? I won't be starting the reading until we have a like on the video. So the first book I'm going to talk about is called The Truth of God by Michael Simon. It's an advanced intuitive living workbook, and this book is going to help you guys. Well, it's helped me, and I'll explain how. So I've always been psychic. I've always been, for the majority of my life, I was having psychic and spiritual experiences that I could not explain and that I was terrified of and that I didn't want to talk about. With the truth of God, I've had access to this information and knowledge for about 10 years now, and it's helped me clean my life up and just like do better in every type of way. So this is an advanced intuitive living workbook, okay? For those of you that are genuine, that really want a spiritual connection. Now, I've always been psychically connected, but I felt trapped in the psychic realm. I felt like I was a victim to all of the things that were going on around me, and I felt like there was nothing that I could do about it. Okay, so gaining the knowledge of the truth of God, there's 3 techniques that changed my life. You are God having this experience, not an extension or a part of. You are God, not existing in the fullness, but God no less. And everybody's higher self is God. Okay, so The first technique is the God technique. And like I was saying, I was feeling trapped in the psychic realm. So doing the God technique, what it does is it raises you out of your ego so that and it's a huge jump in consciousness. It's like, this is like the cheat code to getting a real connection with God, and not just like one from the Bible. This is like an intuitive workbook that you can use to gain the same connection that Jesus had with God. So, when I first started doing the God technique, it felt like the jump in my consciousness from looking out through my eyes, like the eyes of my ego, to the eyes of my higher self. It just felt like it was like that. So the more that I do the God technique, the gap in between the consciousness is less and less and less. Okay, so it's basically helped raise my consciousness. It helps you to look out through the eyes of your higher self so you can see things as the way that God sees them, through unconditional love, joy, peace, and compassion. Okay. And there's so many other techniques in this book, you guys. Like, if you want to learn how to meditate, there are different meditation techniques, how to access the spiritual bank. The spirit love moves me, literally. I'm just going to read this part. I was learning that my life was seemingly being directed by spirit. I had lived in one generalized area in Kansas City, and I didn't write this book. This is the author saying this. Kansas City, I think Missouri, I don't know, MO, for most of my life. I had a house and a great job until I visited a relative in Helena, Montana. One of my free days on that visit, I took a day trip to the valley that I had heard of. I was directed to a certain area in the valley next to the river. I stopped to meditate for a while by the shore. It was like the top of my head opened up to a fabulous experience. I knew that something special had just happened. I got up to leave, but I was so energized that I began running through the woods, bordering the river that was not my norm. I had gone a short way when in my direct path, hidden in the tall grass, was a huge white owl which flew up right in front of me. That would be a major sign, you guys. Like, listen to nature. And yes, I can answer your question, but if you send me a $20 super chat. So it says that I came to find out later that it was one of my power animals. And we talk about power animals and totem animals. Don't be inappropriate. No, I'm not going to stand up. Okay. I will block you. No bullying me, anybody in the chat or anybody in the comments. Okay. I'm not here to date anybody. No. I'm not dating anybody over the fucking internet. And I'm not here to be gawked at either. I'm literally here to talk about God and to give you guys a reading that's going to help you benefit your life. So anyways, it says, I left the valley and returned to Helena and back to Kansas City. You could say that my world started turning upside down. Within a few weeks, I was directed to move to Montana to that valley. I was the head of computer division of a telecommunications company. This area in Montana had no high-tech industry, so this was going to be a lifestyle change. I was going on faith and that all would be fine with this transition. I informed my employer that I was planning to move. Before I was ready, Spirit stepped in so that I did the move on its time schedule and not mine. Sometimes things happen when they're meant to rather than when you want them to. And you're going to be so much happier. Welcome everybody coming into the chat. You'll be so much happier with things happening when they're meant to rather than when you want them to, because sometimes when you want things to happen, it's not the time for it yet. It says the money came in handy for the move. Then Spirit had some kids in the neighborhood spray paint part of my house. It was time to leave. So you see how the universe is like giving this person signs like, okay, we've shown you, we took you to this forest in Montana. We gave you this spiritual experience. You connected with this owl, which is, I mean, owls don't even come out usually till nighttime. That would be a direct communication, okay, with a spirit animal. And I bet the owl was like, come here, move here. You know what I mean? It says, I've been shown with people or places that there is a person place that is in high vibrational harmony with your highest good. If you are that person or live in that place, you will have an easier time. Things will go much smoother. When the time is right that your frequency is in sync with something that you have desired, Spirit will move into place all that is needed for the manifestation to happen. I've experienced this many times when it comes to moving, when it comes to getting a new place to live, when it comes to starting a new career. I've had experiences that are similar to this. I wouldn't say they're the same, but the universe works in the same way. Basically, was showing me signs and symbols and all of that I could resonate with. In my case, all of those things happened so that I could have the more spiritual life that I desired. Okay, so this book talks about cleansing, so that may be relevant for some of you guys. The second technique that's in this book that makes it just cleaning out your physical temple, that makes it completely worth getting, is the joy versus anger technique. Now, when you see me asking yes and no questions, that I'm using the joy versus anger technique because it's more reliable. It's an instantaneous connection with God, and you have an open communication to where you can be asking yes and no questions with your higher self and be receiving the answer back, so that you're not having to pray, wait for a sign, that type of thing. It says the frequency that you emit is a combination of all thoughts you have now and those that still reside within you that you are unaware of. What you focus on, you create. What holds negative people, events in your life is always our attention to those negative people or events and the belief that we are holding on to that's drawing them into our lives. Our beliefs override any request that we make of God, which is you. Okay, so if you have, and this is why it says in the Bible to literally believe in what you believe that you are going to, and you have already received whatever it is that you're asking for in prayer. Because, and this book does talk about prayer. But why it says that is because if you're asking the universe to bring you something that you don't believe you can have, or that's even possible to have, or you doubt it, then all of those other beliefs that you have will counteract your ability to create. So God could have wonderful things for you. In fact, I found out that when I release belief systems and expectations and control, the universe always shows me something that is beyond what I could have ever perceived to be. And it's awesome. It's always like brand new experiences, new people, like also new foods, everything, like beautiful stuff. So the joy versus anger technique will get you yes and no answers. My life before the joy versus anger technique, I was just using my ability and allowing it to work for me whenever I would try to make a decision. But a lot of the times I had very bad experiences. I stayed around bad people, like just things that, because I was, I didn't have an ability to ask yes and no questions. And that was not even something in my mind at that time. And so with the ability to ask yes and no questions, I do not go places. I don't do things without using the joy versus anger technique. And when I get a mustard seed, that's exactly it. When I get the answer, if I'm like, can I get tickets to go see this concert? If I get no, I know, like literally, that the joy versus anger technique is more accurate than muscle testing and a pendulum. And I'll be usually shown with my ability what could be the reason about going. And sometimes when I'm not shown, I listen to that. I will not go if it's something, because I have had too many circumstances where I have either asked or been shown something, and I went against that, and then it epically backfired, and I ended up wishing that I would have never gone. So that is why I listen to the information that I get. It says it can be tempting when we find out we are God and that we are creating everything we are experiencing to want to take a more active role in the design of that creation. I feel like using the joy versus anger technique is taking a more active role, because you're asking, should I go here? Should I go there? That's being more divinely led than just making random choices. I wish that I had this book when I was younger, because I really needed it, and I would have avoided a lot of tragedies, but I'm still grateful for the life that I went through, because it's led me to where I'm at now. But like, I could have avoided so many things that just didn't need to be gone through, basically. The purpose of life. I tell them that their true purpose in life is to find out that they are God and living in that awareness, ever increasing in the fullness by being those qualities that make up our true self: love, joy, compassion, and peace. Okay, and then the third technique in this book that is life changing. Oh, I'm going to read this part. says our intuitive responses are colorized by the belief systems we hold consciously or unconsciously until it isn't, until we have come to the realization that we as God have no limitations, not just as head knowledge, but as being a part of our being knowledge. And so when you get this book, you guys, you'll go through the part where you understand it, because like anybody could read this book and understand it. Like literally a teenager could read it, or a grade school person. But it'll become more heart knowledge about your true self. And that's when you'll know you've integrated the technique. So the third technique is a technique, it says, as you would use the joy versus anger technique to get yes and no answers. That was the most important and useful intuitive application in this book. The mind technique is of the same importance level, but designed to clear the negative mental and emotional baggages and beliefs that we are dragging around, which are influencing the reality that we're creating. So that way you don't keep pulling in the same experiences, okay? And there's so many other techniques in this book. It would take me forever to go through them all, but check this book. It talks about the plant and mineral kingdom. It talks about visual meditation, the scope of God. You consciousness is infinite. All of your creations are particles of your consciousness within your God mind. Your creation is never outside of yourself. It is always here and now within you, God. Just like the human, you closed your eyes and imagined all of this in your conscious mind. So check this out. The link to this book is in the description box below. If you guys could like the reading, I would greatly appreciate it. Please and thank you. The second book we're going to talk about is the book that I've written. It's called Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. And I've created different tarot card spreads for the major arcana cards. And so all you need to this book is designed to help you learn to read cards for yourself and for other people. And so you can do the tarot card spreads in this deck as many times as you want. You can do them forever, and it will still give you more information about yourself. So I've designed this book off of the original Rider-Waite, Riderwaite, which is the original tarot. All other versions of tarot come off of this deck, okay? And I like this deck because it's got the best interpretations of things. It's going to be the easiest for you to understand. So I would go ahead, you guys, when you want to learn to read your own cards, get the original Rider-Waite deck, Riderwaite, and go ahead and get the one that's got the words on the card. That way you're not having to flip through a book, and you can just be shuffling and then drawing your cards, okay? And when you're doing a reading for other people, you may want to allow them, like I have a lot of selenite everywhere. Selenite is this clear crystal right here. I can put this selenite on my cards and cleanse them. So if you guys are wanting to do readings for other people, what I suggest you do is get a piece of selenite, cleanse your cards. You know, you can pray over your cards, whatever you feel that's necessary, but allow the other person to shuffle their cards, because when you do give readings to other people, their energy, they will be pulling. It's like you'll be pulling the cards for them, but you allow them to shuffle because you want them to know that this is something that they're drawing into their reality. Okay. So yeah, so I'm going to read from one of the major, so for each of the major arcana cards, I've created interpretations and then different tarot card positions. And then, there's a tarot card spell that goes with it. And these are not spells you do on anybody else. They're manifestation techniques, working with prayer and like little items around the house that you already have. Most of them you will already have. Like the Psychic Tarot Zodiac spells to connect with one's destiny. The Temperance Tarot card spell is to manifest and clear your energy with Archangel Michael. The Magician's Tarot card spells to manifest your magic. The Empress Tarot card spell is to become more beautiful. The Emperor Tarot card spell is to become your boss self and to obtain powers. So I'm going to read a couple of positions from, let's see. My goodness. I think this is the Hierophant. Okay, so the Hierophant, the male high priest archetype tarot card spread. The Hierophant is number 5. Answer is yes or cautious. The zodiac is Taurus. The Hierophant is well suited for a career in education, medicine, shamanism, spirituality, and religious leaders. The Hierophant can represent a Hierophant group or a secret society, such as a 33-degree Mason, or Skull and Bones group, for example. The overall energy of the Hierophant is spiritual growth. Teamwork is necessary for job contentment. The Hierophant is always watching out for the ethical and moral conflicts. The need for social opinions affects the decisions of the Hierophant. So I am going to go to a card position that I have not read for you guys yet. And yeah, I think I'm going to read position 6, the Seeker. This card shows you what you are trying to obtain spiritually in this lifetime. Where does your current focus lie? Where is your conscious mind looking to expand its consciousness? In which ways are you seeking the Hierophant within? Pay attention to the details of this card because it will speak volumes on what you have been working towards in your current life path. If you pull the Star Tarot card for this position, you will know that you are in alignment with seeking and with you're being guided to your highest potential by a North Node star. Your North Node is where your destiny is at. Welcome everybody coming into the chat. I love you guys so much. If you pull the Hierophant Tarot card for this position, you will know that you can initiate others into a healing modality. Then position 7, the Mastery. This card position can show you the current mastery that you have over your life. What have you mastered that could be of use to you and to others? How do you plan to integrate your skills and talents into your divine life purpose? The completion of lifetimes and experiences along with lessons can shine through the card that you pull for this position. If you pull the Magician Tarot card for this position, you will know that you are mastering your own emotions and the creation of your physical and spiritual reality. If you pull the Death Tarot card for this position, it means that you are transmuting death into life and that you are working your way towards greater mastery. Position 8, the Helpful Man. This card position can show you who your mentor is. If there is an older man in your life now or an ancestor that is guiding you towards greater manifestations, that can show through the card that you pull for this position. Who is the elder in your family? What has this elder passed down to you? This will speak on inheriting wisdom and knowledge from an elderly person in your life who has brought you through familial initiations. If you pull the Hangman Tarot card for this position, you will know that your helpfulness is being taken advantage of. If you pull the Strength Tarot card for this position, it could indicate that you are about to meet a very strong and powerful woman. And then it just keeps going on. It's got the Mystery. I'm going to read position 10, Law and Obedience. This card shows you any personal laws that you have created as boundaries in your life. This card can show you personal moral values that you have not been aware of. If you have a difficult moral decision to make, that can be shown to you here, along with the effect of making the wrong choice. If your freedom is being threatened, you may pick up on that through the energy throughout the card that you pull for this position. If you pull the Justice Tarot card for this position, it could indicate that your future could entail some form of justice entering your life. If you pull the Last Judgment Tarot card for this position, it could indicate that the authorities are investigating your life now and they will be in the future. If you pull the Hierophant Tarot card, it could indicate that you are being judged by an actual judge in the future, and that judgment will go in your favor. Always double check the answer by using the yes and no for the tarot card pulled for each of the positions in this book. Okay, so now I'm going to go, and there's so many other, like liberty, disobedience, blessings, tools, ranks, roles, and titleships, okay, for the Hierophant. I'm going to go to the back of the book where there is a compendium of knowledge of what the different cards could mean when you get major arcana cards coming out next to one another. So let's see. I'm going to go to one that I haven't read yet. I'll read the Hierophant since we were just talking about that one. The Hierophant tarot card in the reading could indicate that the Most High God is showing its hand or intervening on your behalf or on the behalf of whoever you are reading for. The Hierophant tarot card in the reading could also indicate that there is a Hierophant group involved with this situation. Hierophant groups can be anything from gangs, the mafia, covens, religions, the occult, the Freemasons, secret societies such as Skull and Bones, Bohemian Grove, etc. If you pull the Hierophant tarot card with the Chariot tarot card, it could mean that someone from a Hierophant group, religion, cult, or secret society is also someone in law enforcement. If you pull the Hierophant tarot card and then the Death tarot card, it could indicate that an ending is coming to whatever organization or secret society, religious group, or negative collaboration against you. When you pull the Hierophant tarot card with the Devil tarot card, it could indicate that someone is in a position of authority that is corrupt, wicked, and under the influence of the negative forces associated with the devil. This also could be an indicator that the Hierophant works for / worships the devil and not God. If you pull the Hierophant tarot card and the Magician tarot card, it could indicate that the Hierophant is using magical practices behind their religious occult practices or behind the scenes. If the Magician card is in the reverse, then it means that the Hierophant is using black magic. If you pull the Hierophant with the star in the reverse, it could indicate that the person or Hierophant in question is a false prophet. If the star is in the upright, that could indicate that the Hierophant's predictions may come true. I would consider Nostradamus to be a Hierophant of prophecy. If you pull the Hierophant and the Justice card in the reverse, it could reveal that the people of the Hierophant group are creating spiritual injustice. If the Justice tarot card comes out in the upright, it could indicate that whatever the issue is has made it to spiritual court. And then it just keeps going and going and going, you guys, but you get the gist. Check this book out for those of you that want to learn to read your own tarot cards. It's called Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. The link to that is in the description box below, okay? And the link to the Truth of God is in the description box below. All right, you guys, now we're going to get into the reading. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you guys as well. So just to let you know, if any of you have any questions, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I'll set a 20-minute timer, and I'll pause the collective reading, and I'll answer your question. Okay, so we are going to see, I mean, what I got basically is that you guys are getting justice. This could be in a love life relationship. This could be like you getting justice. Let's say that you are breaking up with somebody and you're going to keep the dog, like that type of thing, or you're going to keep the cat. Okay, you could be getting justice, like something could be being returned to you, something that was stolen. It could be resources. It could be an inheritance. It could be money. If you guys could like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. Those of you that can't tip and donate, please like the video. That way you're reciprocating the energy. I love you guys so much, and thank you in advance for supporting me. And thank you for sharing the video, hitting that hype button, you guys. It's so important for this channel to grow, and I'm so grateful for you guys. Thank you so much. And make sure that you are subscribed and that you have tapped the notification bell. So we're going to see, because I get that justice is coming in from all different angles. Like for some of you, it could be justice at your career. It could be justice with an actual legal situation that you went through. Maybe something was done that was unjust. Oh, I love you guys too. And the thing is that, you know, some people will think that they can get away with things forever, but that's not actually true. The universe shows so much grace and mercy to people that allows them to get away with things. But sometimes there's always that straw that breaks the camel's back. And I feel like you guys are that straw. It feels to me like you guys are going through a spiritual awakening right now. And this is why you're getting justice. Queen of Wands. Okay, the Queen of Wands is somebody that's like really attractive. This is a witch, though. You're getting justice because of somebody trying to get other people to support them in attacking you. Wow. So I feel like this Queen of Wands is broke. They don't have any money and they don't have resources, and they're looking at you like, well, I just, you know, it was easier when I had access to their resources. If this was a relationship that you walked away from, this Queen of Wands could have been taking money from you guys and giving it to somebody that's in jail or somebody else that they know, okay, which is extremely disrespectful. I also get that this Queen of Wands like is very incompetent when it comes to their own behavior. Like this person, maybe they're not that intelligent, and I'm not trying to be rude, but maybe this person, yeah, they don't think things through. This person, when they make choices, you know how like I was talking about the joy versus anger technique and asking for guidance, asking that question, should I go here? Should I go there? This person never asks any questions. Oh, good evening to you guys as well. They don't ever ask any questions. They're just like walking around blindly. And I also feel like this person has been led astray by another person that also doesn't like you. But I feel like this other person has taught this Queen of Wands how to do some type of baneful magic. And I don't consider people that use herbs to heal to be witches or crystals, okay? I consider those people to be healers. What I consider a witch or a warlock to be is a man or a woman that's abusing their spiritual power and the abilities that they were given, you know, to remote spy on somebody, to monitor their energy, to see into their future, to read their Akashic records, whatever they're doing, or to even curse somebody. That's what I consider witches to be. So when I say this person is a witch, it's not like they're practicing. I don't consider Wiccans to be witches. Those are people that want magical power that most of them don't have, or they want a spiritual ability, or maybe they have a little bit of an ability and they want to expand on that. I don't consider Satanists to be witches either, or warlocks, because I don't feel like, well, I don't know. I just don't feel like they have any type of power when it comes to the spiritual realm. But this person, they did have some type of ability that they were using, and it's now been stripped from them. And could you imagine, like, going through your life? If you could like the video, you guys, please and thank you. Could you imagine going through your life having an ability and then one day, like, getting a migraine? This person has a lot of headaches. Getting a headache every time you try to tap into that ability. This Queen of Wands wants to know if you figured out that it was them. Like, I feel like you guys had an inkling that it was this person draining your resources. I mean, you guys are not completely incompetent like this person is. I feel like you guys are definitely aware of them, and you're definitely aware that this person thinks that they're better than you, that they're prettier than you, that they just feel like they're up here and that you're like a scum sucker or something. That's what I'm literally getting. 5 of Pentacles, but this person is the one being casted away in the dead-ass middle of winter, or I guess I could say maybe we're getting to the end of winter. I don't know. Well, I guess what the groundhog said is that we're going to have however many more weeks of winter this year. So maybe we've got a little bit more winter, and that's what I'm getting with this 5 of Pentacles card. This person's afraid of being homeless. They're afraid of not being able to pay their bills, and they're looking at you as some type of resource rather than a human being. And I literally do not get that this person loves you. They don't like you. They are the opposite of that. This person wants to break you down little by little. Absolutely not. This person's at the bottom, and whoever taught them to do this stupid shit is also at the bottom. This person could be unemployed, and they're like really worried about how they're going to get, their rent paid. I don't feel like that's your problem to worry about. Continue to focus on you. You're getting justice. This person was literally draining you of your resources, or attempting to harvest your resources and harvest maybe a project that you completed. Yeah, they wanted you they wanted you unemployed without any type of help from anyone. They wanted you sick. They wanted you in financial ruin, and that's just not your energy. This person's now super stressed out. They're definitely worried because they don't know how they're going to pay. Yes, funny how the tables turn. They don't know how they're going to pay their bills. And this person, the people that they mess around with are bullshit people. Yeah, this person was jealous of you because you have a star trait or an ability. You've been able to do something that is of a talent. It could be acting, singing, dancing, writing, drawing, whatever it is. But yeah, you're entering into a period where your dreams for the future will come true. This person doesn't want to see this happen, but all they wanted from you was finances. Like, that's what I literally get that this Queen of Wands is focused on. She's not wanting, she's sleeping with somebody else. This person is focused only on stealing your star energy and finances from you. That's what they want. And just to let you guys know, if any of you have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I'll pause the collective reading and answer your question. If you guys, we got 88 people watching. Can you get the likes up, please? I would greatly appreciate it. I would greatly appreciate it. So yeah. I'm also getting that, please don't spam the chat, you guys. Okay. If you have a question, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question, and then I'll make your question a priority. Okay. All right. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please. And thank you. So what I get is that this person, why they're coming up in your energy is because you need to know that, first of all, you're getting justice. Secondly, you made the right decision. Had you stayed around this person any longer, something bad would have happened. something very karmic. And like I said, you could be splitting an animal with this person. You could be like, I'm going to take the dog, you take the cat, or whatever this is. It could be very tragic to you. This person's only looking at you like they want to come in and use you one more time so that they can like get a house or something. Knight of Wands. This Queen of Wands is messing around with the Knight of Wands. I like literally picked up that whoever they're messing around with is not shit. This Knight of Wands doesn't have a place to live either. So both of these people, if they want to be with each other, that's fine, but they're going to both be broke. But yeah, it's $20 super chat per question, you guys. And I will pause the collective reading and I'll answer your question. And thank you for being here. Please like the video. It greatly helps. It really helps. Share this content with others. Make sure you're subscribed. So this financial ruin is basically you have sidestepped it by saying no to this person. I feel like this Queen of Wands wants to break somebody down and bully them out of their star energy, out of their position, out of their resources. Yeah, you need to just understand that when it comes to relationships, when it comes to work, there has to be an equal exchange of energy. Even in charity work, there is like donations coming in and there's an equal exchange of energy. So anything that's going to be one-sided is not for you. Okay. Anything that drains you of your energy, of your life force energy. Okay. Like this person, anything that drains you of your finances or your life force energy is not for you. And sometimes it's just coming to, welcome everybody coming into the chat. It's just coming to the realization that somebody was not for you, because this person is very manipulative. 7 of Wands. If you have to defend yourself from this person, again, I hope that you guys are not living with this person. I hope that you can get away from them, or that they're going to get away from you. But I literally get that you standing up for your own star ability for yourself is going to bring about long-lasting change. It's going to manifest justice into your life. And I also feel like you guys have a lot of people that love you. You have people on the other side that love you, in heaven, on the other side, however you want to look at that. You know, I don't really see a whole lot of people in heaven, but that's not the point. Like, there are other dimensions and realms. So you're being told to stand up for yourself when it comes to this bully. Okay, because they're going to come in and, you know, want to bully you and harass you and blame you for something, and you probably don't even know what this person's talking about. Sometimes people will do that. They'll just be projecting and be, you know, projecting like their own shit. I also get that somebody could have told this person that you were attacking them. You were never attacking this person. They were draining you. This is why somebody is competing for your energy and your resources, not your love. They don't want love from you. They don't want like a real friendship. This person doesn't want a real relationship. They want your resources. That's all. Energy and resources. Ace of Swords. But you guys are freaking protected by God, which means that these people are not going to get anything out of you. Literally. I get that this is a perfect time for you to start intellectual projects, to begin a new business, because everything is divinely protected. Your timeline is protected. This person, they stayed in your energy for too long. Like, they outwore their welcome. They also were messing around with the Knight of Wands energy that was instructing them on how to do magic. And these people are stupid. When I say stupid, I literally mean that. Like, I don't think that either of these people are smart enough to do magic efficiently. 3 of Wands. Yeah, you're over here working on your personal goals. And this is why, you know, this is why they're so upset. Because you're watching for your ships to come in. You know that you've already created a beautiful business idea and that it's being insured. You know, it's just saying the 3 of Wands is like anticipate normal obstacles and then overcome them. These two people, they're broke and homeless. They can't really do anything about you being successful or about you investing in this business idea. I think that it would be better for them to just leave you alone and let you be and let you live your life in peace and not be snooping up in your business, not wanting to shit talk you, not wanting to trick you out of your resources, not wanting to compete for your time and your energy. I feel like these people would be a lot happier if they were not so low vibrational. Page of Swords. This is what I'm talking about. Spying on you. Whenever you see the Page of Swords card, that is a spy, a snitch, somebody that is watching you. And I feel like they can have people watch you if that's what they want to do. Maybe you're doing something on social media, or you have a platform or something like that. This person is going to be watching to see if you get monetized, watching to see if you have income coming in. It's none of their fucking business. They're not going to be able to get their hands on what you are earning. Like, and it's delusional to think that they can. You told her to do that with tears in your eyes. Oh, yeah, just to leave you alone and go your separate ways. Yeah, literally. These people are making up rumors, though. They're thieves. That's what their core energy is. They also did not think that you would stand up for yourself. Like, in what world? Just because you look like a sweetheart and you are a sweetheart doesn't mean that you're not going to defend your life. Like, seriously, when it comes to your reputation, it's important for you to be known by people. Who are these people to detest that? Six of Cups. These people think because they knew you when you were younger, or they know they have good memories with you, maybe their memories of you was you being submissive or passive. I feel like whatever they're remembering from the past, they might as well focus on those good memories because you have changed. You know what I mean? No, it's not weird that you can feel a woman that you've never met. I feel people playing in my energy a lot of the time. Well, some of the time, and I don't know who they are. And that's the good thing about, oh, welcome in, Shaman Maria. That's the good thing about being able to just call bullshit on the energy when it's not yours and return it to whoever sent it. You don't have to know who sent it for it to be returned back to where it came from. I also get that this person is like, oh, we have all these happy memories. Remember this. You don't want to remember this person. You're like trying to forget them. Yeah, they're up under judgment. They're wondering why it's them that's in the Five of Pentacles and why it's not you, and why they don't have your resources. It's because these people do not want to work. They don't want to do anything that's productive. They just want to steal from other people. Literally. This person wants to just steal from you. That is not going to happen. Please like the video, you guys. Yeah, the judgment has been called on these people. And maybe they're mistaking this judgment, being like you calling judgment on them. Even if you had to call judgment on this person, that's part of you defending yourself. It's not that you're judging them. You're allowing God, the Holy Spirit, your higher self, to make an assessment. And sometimes you have to do that. You have to like ask for some type of discernment to be used on these people, so you can get the information that you need to get before these people take you, away from your purpose, which would be a waste of time. The Hierophant, the judgment and the Hierophant. Remember what it was saying about that? When you see the judgment and the Hierophant, it means that these people are going to be judged. Oh, thank you. Do you have a kingdom spouse? Okay, that's not a stupid question, actually. Some people do. Okay, so I'm going to pause the collective reading, and I am going to ask, or I'm going to answer this question for I See, Feel the Light. I love your screen name, by the way. Eight of Swords in the reverse. So this is the Twin Flame Awakened Path Tarot. Eight of Swords in the reverse. Eight of Swords in the upright is like being trapped and restricted. Maybe there was something that was being, you know how things are like as above, so below. Maybe there was something that was being held up in the spirit. Because I do get that you've already had one soulmate relationship in this life, but you're moving towards more of a twin flame type energy. And so I would consider like the twin flame type energy to be more of the kingdom spouse energy. And I feel like there was something happening above, like as above, so below, that was blocked. It was like restricting somebody from coming in. Now I get that you could be praying like for a good relationship to come in. Okay. Whatever you've been asking for, it's freed something up. I also get that, when we have the soulmate relationships, a lot of the time there will be karma in those relationships. You've successfully gotten away from somebody and you have healed your karma. But I do feel like there is a fear that you're holding on to in your root chakra, is where I'm feeling it, about drawing in somebody that could be karmic. And I feel like you'll be able to tell who's karmic and who's not. Empress, because you're the Empress, which is the highest ranking female card in the deck. So I feel like you're going to be able to tell the difference between, you know, a karmic person and a twin flame person. So whatever the major core lesson of this person from the past, whatever it was that caused this relationship to end in the past, the soulmate one, that's what I would heal, because you don't want to be bringing any old wounds into a new relationship. And where I feel like you're becoming unstuck or untrapped, and so is something's being released in the heavens and it's being released on the earth, and you could be picking up on that energy. And so yeah, there is going to be somebody coming in, but you're just being called to heal whatever it was that was going on in the past relationship. And it feels like a fear of losing somebody along with a fear of being done dirty. Five of Swords. It could be a fear of having people argue with you, disputes. This is the energy that you've walked away from. Confirmation. Bullying and stress. I feel like if you go within and heal, you're not going to pull another person that's very conflict orientated. Okay, let me just ask another question. Oh, okay. Knight of Cups. This person from the past was a charmer. Okay, they were charming, but very superficial. So yeah, healing from this past person, tactful. This person was very determined to argue with you and bully you. Okay, what I'm feeling being released is a cord between you and this person from the past. And I feel like when that is released and you heal whatever this fear is, and I would be looking at also if there is any type of abuse pattern in your genetic bloodline, like if you saw your mother be abused, or if you saw your father, or if you saw or if you know that your grandmother or an auntie was, or an uncle or cousin even, but like bloodline thing. Because I also get that this aggressive energy, bullying and stress, conflicts and arguments, that's something that maybe you grew up around, or you had that, you witnessed something like that when you were younger. And so that would be part of genetically healing, because you don't want to pull your twin flame in at the wrong time. I will tell you that some like things will happen as they should, when they should, rather than when we want them to. If you're remaining unhealed from this past trauma, and I'm just going to call this person a past trauma because they triggered you a lot. So if you remain unhealed from that, then you don't want to start a new relationship with somebody that's going to be good for you, walking around with this unhealed trauma. Because, you know, with twin flame relationships, literally it'll be pulling, when you come together with this person, you're going to be going through the same exact experience, just on different angles of it. So like this twin flame that's going to be coming in could have gone through a similar situation where they were aggressively bullied and argued with and stuff like that. And so there may be, and so you don't want to trauma bond. Instead, what you want to do is heal. But I do feel like you going in and healing, I also get that, you know, being a parent could be part of your journey. So what I tell people to do is make a list of every type of compatibility of everything you want in a person. Include spiritual compatibility, include how far, like I would include, I want them to work in my city. I want them to have a work, what is it, 10 to 4, and have time for me. I want this person to be okay with pets. I want them to be okay with children. Write down everything that you want. Don't write down anything that you don't want on the list. Then when you start, because I feel like you've been a little bit in hermit mode lately, then when you start getting out of hermit mode and you start seeing people again, you'll be able to look at that list. I would put it on your refrigerator or somewhere that you can have access to look at it quite often, because when this person comes in, you're going to realize that they're on the list. Okay, where you'll be able to understand why this other person from the past, it didn't work out, because they're they are not going to be on the list. But I would go through every type of specific, and I wouldn't get so specific to be like, they have to have brown hair or they have to have this, but I would just go through everything that's going to be important in a relationship to have compatibility with. And I would write down that, like, if you like to exercise, if you're an outdoors person, hobbies, that type of thing. If you want somebody that's funny, if you want somebody that gives you space, that type of thing. If you want somebody trustworthy, those would all be things that you would be writing down. And by doing this, you're setting an intention similar to a vision board, but just without pictures. You're setting an intention to the universe to bring you the situation that's on that list. And so I would even go, if this person from the past had a nasty ex, I would say this person's peaceful with their ex. If they have an ex, they've made peace with they're fine. They're fine. When I made this list that I'm talking about, that I'm telling you about, okay, I made this list myself. I forgot about it. I met somebody, and that person was every single thing on the list minus a billionaire. And really, I don't need to be with a billionaire, but that was just something I wrote on the list. And this person was perfect in every other type of way. And so, you'll be able to see what things that like you thought you needed and wanted that are really not even in alignment with your highest and best good. And not saying that being with a billionaire, like I would choose financial freedom over being extremely wealthy, because when you're extremely wealthy, people come for your money and people try to take it and stuff. So I would choose financial freedom. I would write financial freedom on that list. I would also write, that person that wants to have a committed relationship. Okay, what else? Two of Pentacles, somebody that can balance resources, be flexible, and adapt with you. Somebody that if you're wanting to change your location, it's like wanting, writing down that, okay, this person's flexible enough that if we wanted to move somewhere, we can move somewhere. Taking frequent vacations together, somebody that is adventurous, that likes to travel, that's outgoing, that's outspoken, that's honest about the way that they feel, doesn't lie to themselves. I would say is honest with themselves, because you don't want to put anything that the universe doesn't understand. No, and I don't want. It only understands the frequency that you give it. The Sun. See, you're about to have some major happiness and joy here. Succeed and optimism. I would stay very optimistic as well. I do get that this person that is going to come in, you may think immediately to classify them in the friend zone, but you're going to realize that what you're attracted to physically goes beyond what you thought it was. Like, let's say you have a certain type, like blonde hair, blue eyes, or brown hair, brown eyes, or whatever it is, or green eyes, whatever your type is. You be okay with looking outside of your type. All right. Because literally sometimes for me, I was always into bad boys when I was younger, and I had horrible relationships because I was with bad boys. When I got past that delusion, I was able to then draw in somebody that matched my frequency, and that was a much more compatible situation. People will stay trapped in pulling in relationships that are like not compatible for them because they're too attached to a stereotype or a like a type, like typing it, like saying blue eyes, blonde hair, Nordic, or I'm trying to think of other ones, or 6'5", like be willing to and I understand not wanting to date somebody shorter than you, but be willing to let that physical vision thing of what we're thinking we're attracted to, allow that to expand, because it's gonna, I feel like this person, they may not be your normal type, but they're gonna be for your highest and best good. And I would rather have you be with somebody that's for your highest and best good than somebody that fits your normal type. And if you guys are having a problem dating, okay, and getting the same experiences, it could be because you're too attached to a certain type of person, and that type of person is not for your highest and best good. The Emperor. This is what I'm talking about. You are pulling in a divine masculine energy, or you could be this divine masculine. Again, we hold both feminine and masculine energies within us. So we just take the gender out of tarot. But what I'm getting is the Empress, the Two of Pentacles, the Sun is going within and healing the inner child. And then the Emperor, yeah, something is being loosed in the heavens. And you're just being told not to go backwards and not to, when this person comes in, I would not tell anybody about it. I also get that you're integrating both feminine and masculine energies in your life, which the sun is a masculine energy. That's a part of the Two of Pentacles balancing resources. Yeah, this Emperor energy is going to already have things established in their life. Okay, they could be in a position of authority. Five of Wands, home reunion. Oh my gosh, this is like so dope. Yay. Stability and belonging, celebrations. You're going to be able to celebrate with this person. That would be another thing that I would write down. Yeah. Being able to celebrate with this person, travel with them, sex being on fire. I get that this person is going to literally, when you guys touch each other, it's going to be something that you've never felt before, something beyond what you thought was possible. That's what I'm literally getting. I'm also getting this Emperor energy, they got their shit together. It feels like your family is going to be very approving of this person. And maybe your family wasn't approving of people in the past because they knew that the people in the past was not for your highest and best good. Seven of Wands, defending yourself. So look, this Emperor is going to defend you. See that elephant standing its ground? And again, don't think that you upgrading your, what is it called? Have high standards. Like, want the best for yourself and know that it is possible for you to draw in the best, okay? And when this person comes in, don't mess the relationship up by thinking, oh, it's got to be too good to be true. No, this person from the past, this Knight of Cups, they were just a very, very immature, like very opposite vibration of, they were a low compatibility. When this Emperor comes in, they're going to be like a 7 out of 10. That's a pretty good compatibility, and there's room for it to grow. And this person will defend you if you need defending. If you feel like you need protection, that would be also something I would go in and heal. Because again, knowing that you are always safe and protected, for example, if you hold on to the feeling that you need to be protected, you could draw in somebody that's like in the military or a gun person. And there's nothing wrong with people in the military or a gun person. But those situations could be something that maybe is not on your list. And that's why I say going within and healing is the most important thing, because you want to be putting your best foot forward when this relationship comes in. Okay, what else do we need to know? Yeah, you're going to stand your ground on your boundaries and your standards. Up the standard, up the ante. I would be like, we're not accepting any night energies. You're showing up the Empress. You deserve somebody equally yoked. That's why the Emperor is going to be coming in. And literally, the night energies that want to come in and leave all of the time, stand your ground against those, because those energies are fleeting. Three of Pentacles. Yeah, you're going to have a whole soul tribe, a collaboration, an effort, a goal, and teamwork. The Seven of Pentacles is like, I'm sorry, Three of Pentacles is like you being able to collaborate with a whole group of people. Yeah, I feel like people are going to definitely support this relationship. Okay, what do we need to know? Let me ask a couple questions about time frame. Is time frame something that we need to be looking at? No. I get that the most important thing is you going within and healing. And if this person from your past turned a whole group of people against you, that's not ever going to happen again. Okay? So going within and releasing whatever belief that people turn on you randomly, I'm going to tell you why that happens. It happens because you're chosen. You're definitely chosen for a twin flame union, and which is an ascension path with you. And twin flames are two consciousness that have shared the same body as one consciousness before. So when they come together, it's the oneness of God. I also get that, this person's family is going to be much more approving of you than anybody else that they've been with. Nine of Swords. Yeah. Literally, this anxiety and dispute energy is not your energy. If you start to feel something tugging on your energy, okay, please stop whatever you're doing. ask yourself, what was I just thinking? What was I just doing? Who was I just around? And then if you can't get any information off of those basic things, I call my energy and my power back to me. And I ask that God, my higher self, show me whoever was tugging on my energy. Because I get that there is somebody that's going to be having a lot of sleepless nights because you're calling your power back to you and you're stepping in your purpose. And so they can't like put you in this energy of not being able to rest or not being able to rejuvenate. And sometimes you defending yourself is the best thing that you can do. You have every right to, want a good relationship. Strength. Yeah, courage. It's going to take courage for you to go within and heal, but I really feel like you're going to be doing your ancestors a great service. In fact, I call upon the angels and I ask that the cords be cut with this other person. I also ask that this generational wound that's been going on of abuse and neglect and people that come and leave in the bloodline, I ask that be healed and released. And any generational curses related to love, that those be removed off of the bloodline. Yeah, Ace of Wands, creativity, passion, new initiative, and inspiration. Wow. Wow. So yeah, the strength of this relationship is that you guys are going to inspire each other to do amazing things. I also get that whatever you do for work, you may be helping this emperor do what they do for work. I'm getting that this person could be a lawyer. They could be somebody that is actually in a position of authority. Like this person is a boss already. You could be divinely inspired to like redecorate your home, to get plant children, to invest in a pet, whatever this is. I feel like it's going to be in alignment. The star, hope and healing, inspiration, faith, positive, and a wish. So yeah, your wish is coming in. It's being granted. I'm just getting that worrying about the time. Well, patience is needed. When it comes to you doing the inner work and healing, patience is like so freaking needed with that. Because literally, sometimes I will tell you to release the thoughts and beliefs. Get the Truth of God by Michael STEADMAN. The link to it's in the description box below. Do the mind technique, do the joy versus anger technique, and do the God technique. That raises you out of your ego so you can see things from a bigger picture. It also gives you a yes and no answering system so that when people start to come in, you can be asking, do I go out with this person? Do I not go out with this person? You can also be asking, what beliefs am I holding on to that were creating these other situations? And what do I need to heal from? So yeah, and then using those techniques, because that's what I do. When I face stuff like this, I go immediately to those techniques because I know that creating the spiritual connection with God is what's going to be the thing that helps me out of and releasing the thoughts and beliefs and healing, really. And some people believe that you have to take a whole lot of time to heal. I am not one of those people. I think that if you just release the thoughts and beliefs and allow the part of you that feels wounded to come forward and you give that part of you unconditional love. Unconditional love is like the best crystal for unconditional love is called rose quartz. Okay. ROSEQUARTZ. For those of you that are having a hard time with unconditionally loving yourselves, that will be the crystal to help with that. But I get that, yeah, when you just, it's giving that same love that you would give a family member, even though you may not be happy with everything you see in the mirror, or if it's a family member, for example, that you love unconditionally, you may not be happy with what they've said or done, but you love them anyways. That's the love that I feel like will heal you. And it's going to heal this pattern. Because like I said, we want this pattern to stop. And the pattern seems to me like aggression, bullying, stress, disputes, toxic people. That's the old pattern. And that's why releasing any type of time is not the only healer. This is what I'm getting is that you can, well, first of all, the truth of God is like a spiritual cheat sheet. Like it really is. It's like getting the cheat codes and tapping into the matrix with it. And well, tapping out of the matrix actually. The star ability shows me that you do have some type of wish that's about to be granted. It's also showing me that you have some type of talent. Okay. So instead of focusing on Well, just know that you have to leave your house to meet people. So if you get invited to go to a wedding, if you get invited to go home for a reunion, if you get invited to go out with your friends, go out. This is the time to get out of the hermit mode, okay? But do get out of the hermit mode after you've healed whatever this pattern is that's been in your bloodline. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. And you can do that through the truth of God very quickly. And that's what I feel like will be the fastest progression for you when it comes to drawing this emperor in. Five of Cups. Yeah, just know that you making this choice to love yourself first and take care of yourself is going to cause somebody, that's blinded to love still towards you. It's going to cause them some type of grief. I would just ignore this person from the past, block them and ignore them. Okay. Yeah, and don't be afraid that you're going to be blinded to love like you were with this person from the past. Remember, they were very charming. They were like trying to charm the pants off of you. Ace of Cups. You have the thing about lotus flowers that I love the most is that they blossom from the most toxic of situations. You have new love coming in. This is like a higher commitment, emotional awakening, intuition, and spirituality. This is going to be a beautiful divine connection. The Ace of Cups is you being loved by God. So I feel like whatever you ask for, you will receive. You just can't hold any counter beliefs to what you're asking for, because then it makes it almost impossible for the universe to give you what you're asking for if you're holding a counter belief. Nine of Wands. Yeah, you're very close to succeeding with this. This is why I feel like not focusing on time, but focusing on healing and releasing the thoughts and beliefs that created the situation. In the truth of God, you can do a preemptive strike where you write down all of your storylines, and that way you can go through and do the mind technique and start using your mind like the tool, so that your mind is not just, all of our minds have been working automatically on their own, using us like we're the tool. Okay, anything else that she needs to know before we get back to the collective reading? Yeah, you're going to have the 10 of Cups here. Happiness, family, community, emotional stability. This is like having everything that you want. I feel like you're already worthy of this. If there was any type of self-doubt or not feeling worthy, let go of that, because that's not even accurate. I get that, being a parent may be in the cards for you. I would definitely write down on the piece of paper, if you don't want somebody that has children, I would write down compatible with kids, or doesn't have kids, or whatever it is. I would try to state it in a way that's positive, like wants to have kids or is open to marriage, writing down the things that you want, but knowing also that when a relationship starts, not putting the pressure of the relationship to go immediately to marriage is kind of a blessing, because it gives you guys the time and space to be around each other so that you can learn things about yourselves to see how compatible you would be. Okay. And when this person does come in, then come back and ask about them again, and we can pull cards. But yeah, I feel like you getting out of hermit mode, you going within and healing, there's already something that's being released in the heavens for you. And I feel like this person can come in fairly quickly once you just do the shadow work of healing the traumas from the past and the pattern that's been in your family. But yeah, I do feel like there is a kingdom spouse for you. And these past people, they were definitely just lessons. Okay. We don't have to call them karmics, but they were karmic for you, but they were definitely lessons. And so this next person, it's like once you integrate the lessons and you understand the bigger picture of things, then you'll be able to go, okay, well, now I know what to look for. Now I know what a red flag is, and not ignoring those red flags when you see them, and not feeling like, the more that you give yourself unconditional love, the less desperate for love you're going to feel. The less, and I'm not calling you desperate, but I'm just saying in general, when people are alone, there is a feeling of like, I want to be loved. When you give that love to yourself, that love is amplified and returned back to you. And I do get that this emperor does have the ability to unconditionally love. Okay. So if you are struggling with that, rose quartz, ROSEQUARTZ, that is the best crystal for unconditional love. people are always saying, oh, I'm using crystals don't work. I'm using rose quartz to draw in a lover. This is not the crystal to draw in a lover. This is the crystal for unconditional love, which is completely different than like, okay, I would say if you want a crystal that draws in a partner, I would say rhodochrosite or rhodonite, like either one of those. Even garnet, carnelian. But yeah. Okay, so I hope that helped you, and I hope that you understood everything that I was talking about. So a little bit of healing work, but I do feel whatever that relationship is being loosed in the heavens, which means as above, so below. This divine person is going to come in, but again, if you get invited to things, don't just sit in your house. Go out, go for walks, go take yourself on dates, because you're going to meet this person just living your normal life. It could be through the internet, but it's going to be you living your normal life. And I don't feel like I don't feel like staying inside is going to be what brings this person to you. Okay. And releasing those fears and working on your root chakra with safety when it comes to relationships. Okay. So now we're going to go back to the collective reading. So thank you so much for sending that super chat. Remember, you guys, oh, thank you so much. If you have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I will answer your question. So yeah, you guys are working on something very creative. This could be like getting back to a platform or starting a new platform, or it could be having an avenue of being able to divinely express. Thank you so much, James, for that donation. Ace of Cups. Yeah, you have a good avenue to express this love that God's given you. I feel like some of you guys could want to be, what are they called? Like ministers or pastors or something? Preachers, maybe. Maybe you want to like be a motivational speaker. I feel like this is all really good energy. You sharing the love that God's given you with the world is what you're supposed to do. And I feel like you making sure that you make yourself a priority is also extremely important, especially when it comes to having a star ability. This star trait could be your ability to access other people and to get to their heart space. So I would not take that lightly. I also just understand that this person, well, these two people, the Queen of Wands and Knight of Wands, they're oh my God, the Judgment, the Hierophant, and the Six of Swords. These people are in some type of court case. They're about to be in some type of court case. They could be fighting over a home or something. Yeah, I would just stay out of anybody else's drama. If somebody wants to try to pull you into their drama, or they're coming in to ask for resources, no. No. Okay. There was a time where I was really struggling and I was separating from my ex-husband, and like I literally was like, I will do anything not to have to need money from that person. Like I was like, nope, fuck that. We're done. It's done, and I don't want anything from that person. And so I could see how this person, they're not like that. They still want money from you. They want support from you, because whoever they're messing around with is a complete total loser. And these people have lost something major. It could be a home, could be a job, it could be a divine part of their destiny that they forfeited. Three of Pentacles. Yeah, you have a whole soul tribe community, a group of people, a collaboration that needs to hear your perspective and your testimony, that really, really does need you to share this love that God's given you and all of this wisdom that you hold. The Ace of Cups is being very wise, and it's also about having really good friendships. I feel like this is going to be an era where your friendship circle, like you guys could have just dropped a whole group of friends that were associated with this person from the past. I feel like these new relationships that come in are going to be so much more compatible, you guys. People that you can actually trust. My goodness. Think of that. I want somebody that I can trust. Absolutely. I also get, you guys, that this star ability is going to make you seen by a lot of people. Two of Wands. The Three of Wands and the Two of Wands. Yeah. Like I was just saying, you're commanding the attention and respect from others. You're also watching for your ships to come in, When these people know that, that's why they're trying to bring up some type of, I want to say like somebody is going to ask you for money, and this could be an ex. I would be like, no, what is wrong with you? What's done is done. And what's done in the dark will come to the light. Whatever these people have been doing behind your back, you will find out about it. Like, that is an inevitable thing, and you're going to get justice for it. It may not be, I mean, these people have to face an actual court case or the justice system, but like literally, when this person is homeless, broke, and casted away, and they're with this other person that drains their energy, do not extend a hand to them. Because remember, this Queen of Wands comes with an attachment called the Knight of Wands. And these people don't have any good intentions for anybody. It's not just you that they want to scam out of like your resources. They'll do this to anybody that they can get to be a sucker, basically. And you're not a sucker. Four of Wands. Yeah, you've completed a project, a goal, and you're being rewarded for your hard work. There's not anything that these people can do about that. Just know that money does not equivalent to happiness. You filling your own cup of happiness is what's going to be what makes you happy. These people are thinking that money is attached to happiness, or happiness is attached to money, but it's not actually, that's not actually true. You're being also told right now to reward yourself for all of the things that you've achieved. Just getting away from this person, you know, it was a major achievement. Saying no to them, major achievement. Because again, this person tries to like, you know, I'm seeing somebody going fishing. They tried to like bait you, okay, into wanting to take care of them. Yeah, you need to put yourself first. And if you have plants and pets, put the things that you are responsible for first, or children, okay? No relationship should come before somebody's kids, like point blank, period. And I feel like stepmoms get probably the worst treatment out of everything. But I really do feel like people need to be putting their children first if they have children that are depending on them. If your children are already grown, then, or the other person's children are already grown, then they can stand on their own 2 feet, unless there's something wrong with them. But yeah, I'm getting that this person puts other people before their children, or they put other people before their pets or before their needs, which is really strange to me. Yeah, you're going to be very excited about the future and the freedom that comes with you being able to save your resources and invest in yourself. Like literally, there's gonna be a lot of financial freedom. And like I was saying, I would rather have financial freedom than extreme wealth, because extreme wealth comes with all of these other things that you don't think that it comes with until you get it. And you're like, oh shit, now people are after my money. The Magician. Yeah, you guys have the ability to alchemize this energy and to literally send it back to wherever it came from. So yeah. I also get that, you know, somebody is looking at you being well suited for this business or this platform, and they're like, how can I infiltrate that? Can I get anything off of that? No, this person can't get anything from you. So yeah, craziness. I also get that this person was trying to groom you into being some type of sugar mama or sugar daddy or whatever. I think that's super weird. Be aware also of people trying to ask you weird questions. If you start dating somebody and they're asking you like just weird questions, like what was the time of day you were born? I mean, at some point, like, you could share that type of information with somebody if you're years into a relationship and you're around them all the time and you can trust them. But when you're getting into relationships, it's one thing for somebody to ask, oh, like, what's your zodiac sign? I literally would not even reveal that. Somebody is wanting to use like the information about this lifetime, your zodiac or whatever. They're trying to use something to manipulate you. Confirmation. Ridiculous. That is why Aleister Crowley, however you say that, he created the Bornless ritual, which basically severs you from your birth chart energy. So if somebody is snooping around in your birth chart and they're trying to figure out things about you so that they can go do spells on you or manipulate your resources or whatever, that it's all neutralized. So people can't, even if they have your information, they can't do anything about it. I also get that you guys are very determined people. Like, you're an overachiever, and this is why you're going to be very successful, and that's why you're already successful. Strength. You guys are very strong people. So this is beautiful, you guys. This is like a new beginning. This is you also being compassionate. I'm being guided to tell you to not get angry with these people. Okay? When you find out the truth about this relationship that was done behind your back, don't get angry. Like, do your best to stay calm, okay? Because these people are wanting a response, and if you don't give them what they want, they're going to throw a fit and they're going to move on to be a predator to somebody else, okay? And I feel like literally, just know that this was a stepping stone and a learning situation for you to learn to value yourself and to stand in your own strength and to not lower your standards when it comes to any type of relationship, whether it's work, love, sex, whatever it is. Do not settle for second fiddle. If you want a certain type of person, do not settle for like whatever you can get. That is not how you should be having relationships. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, you're going to get some good news. Literally, it could be somebody contacting you, telling you about an important message or a document arriving, putting an end to a problem. Yeah, if this person was on your lease, this is why I tell you guys, when you first get with somebody, don't just put them on your lease. Some people will literally target other people to get into their houses, to get on their leases so that they can then kick that person out of their own property. And that's something that's a real thing. I guess that what I'm getting is that you guys are going to correct the mistakes from the past and not just be giving up your rewards and stuff like that. And this person's a bully anyways. King of Pentacles. Okay. You guys could be this King of Pentacles energy, and these people could owe a King of Pentacles energy. Maybe they owe you energy or money is what I was going to say. It could be energy and it could be money. I also get that, yeah, these people are going to be sued because they're going to owe a debt. So if you are moving out of a apartment, a condo, a home, whatever, and you're leaving this person to their own devices, they're going to not pay the landlord, and you want to make sure that you're removed off of that so that doesn't go against your credit. Okay. If there's any bank information, if there's anything that you guys still, oh, awesome, Shaman Maria, I'm glad that you're walking. Yeah, if there's anything that you're still connected with this person, like bank accounts, trusts, loans, I would just do your best to get free of that. Yeah, so you don't have to have any communication with this person. High Priestess, you guys are using your intuition. You could get a literal spiritual download about these people, and this is how you're going to be warned when they try to come back, because these people do have a plan to come and borrow money from you or take something from you, but I don't feel like you guys are ignorant to them. You're going to be like, I'm just not going to invest in this person, Save your money for yourself. Put it away for a rainy day. Invest in something that you want to do for yourself. This person, the whole time you were with them, what the fuck did they ever invest in you? Other than bullying you, talking down to you, telling you that you're not enough? Like, seriously. They never invested in you. They were taking your resources and giving it to some other person. That is just super, super mean. I would literally take the time to heal and start investing in yourself. Temperance. Yeah, because your intuition is protected. I mean, like, literally, the Archangel Michael and the other archangels are not going to allow you to walk into a trap. And that's one thing that you just need to know. Using prayer is a very good way to put up boundaries, okay, when it comes to like people doing things or wanting things from you. But yeah, you can always call upon Archangel Michael. There is a YouTube channel called Steve Nobel, STEVENOBEL, and he has got so many like archangel meditations and stuff like that for every type of purpose, for space clearing, for cutting cords, for healing from relationship wounds. You guys check that platform out, and do some of the meditations and look through what he's got, because yeah, there, you know, that's another way that you can go through a healing process. I've been doing those meditations for years, and they do seem to work a lot. Like there's even clear your energetic bank account. So yeah, just know that you using temperance with your intuitive ability, which is you balancing things out and seeing things as they are, it's going to help you evolve and adapt. And I get that, you know, if you have to let the landlord or whoever that you were sharing this space with know that you're no longer, that you need to be taken off the lease, if you have to pay a fee for that, it is better to just pay whatever that fee is, okay, to the landlord, than to be charged with what this person's going to be charged with in court when it comes to a living space and how much they owe. You don't want to be attached to that situation anymore. And so you need to like just be honest with your landlord if this is your situation where you're getting away from this person and being like, hey, you know, things are not working out and I've got a dip. Okay, what do I owe you? I will make payments to you if it's a part of you breaking a leasing contract. Sometimes there's like a $400 fee. Sometimes, welcome everybody coming into the chat. Sometimes it could be like $1,000. It's better to just pay that money to get out of this contract or lease or whatever this is, or loan with this person, rather than to be owing thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in the future, because this person is going to abuse their power and they're going to abuse this. Yeah, they're not going to take care. You could have been the one that does all of the cleaning and organizing. This person is not going to take care of their responsibilities. And you don't want to be attached to that. You don't want that going on your credit. So you're just being told to, you know, detach while you can, separate from this person while you can. King of Cups. Yeah, you're getting wise advice. I also feel like these people will be given wise advice as well. If you guys could like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. Please and thank you. So yeah, this could be like a lawyer that tells them, you know, instead of maybe this person wants to divide assets. I don't think that they can just force you to divide assets with them. And I'll tell you why, because I don't think you're married to this person. So they can't force you to give them half of everything that you own. Take the stuff that you own and move it into a safe place. If you have to go to your parents' house and put your stuff in their garage, or if you have to rent a storage shed for a month until you, or even a couple of weeks. I don't know if they do weekly things. I know that most of them do monthly. But it's better to keep your stuff safe and protected, because I feel like this Queen of Wands, when they need money, they're going to look to selling your shit. Like literally. You could have little things going missing. It's this person selling your stuff or giving your stuff to another person. That is so mean. Dang. I also get that, you know, you're creating balance over your own life at this time. Knight of Cups. Yeah, you're no longer this Knight of Cups energy. I feel like you guys have gone through some type of actual spiritual ascension. You've gone through some type of awakening from what I can see. I also feel like just let this person figure it out on their own. They were not appreciative of you. 12 years never married. Yeah, I was picking up on that. You walked away 6 years ago. Yeah, this person was never appreciative of you, okay? And I would make sure that you have all of your legal documents, double check that you haven't left your social security number around this person, because they can straight up not be trusted. And they're feeling pretty vengeful at this time. I mean, whatever. They're going to do whatever they want to do. Four of Swords. This is the end of a battle for you guys. A major one. Because just because you guys ended a relationship in the past with somebody doesn't mean that the spiritual warfare ended. And this person was doing a lot of spiritual warfare on you. I also get that, you know, you're entering into a period of peace and contentment Five of Swords. These people, they're going to say that they did all this shit to you out of self-preservation. It's called selfishness. These people were doing illegal, immoral conduct. Like, seriously, illegal crimes. You don't want to be around them. You don't want to be anywhere near this person, is what I'm getting, because they're about to be dragged through court. I also feel like if this person's going to bring you up in court and say that you're to blame for why they can't pay their bills, that is not true. Okay, this person is to blame for why they can't pay their bills. And this Knight of Wands, this Queen of Wands and Knight of Wands, they're the ones that are to blame. I wouldn't even pity these people. 10 of Cups, yeah, because if you don't turn around, you're going to have a 10 of Cups. I mean, this is like your destiny right here. This is something that's going to happen no matter what. That's you entering into a period of peace and contentment, because a battle with these people who are trying to use your resources to survive and thrive off of, yeah, this is a major ending for these people, but it's also a new beginning for you. And this new beginning, you don't want to taint it by looking in the past. You could be getting ready to purchase a new home, to move to a new place, to move to a new state. You could be getting approved for a loan. There could be so many things that are about to happen in your life. You're about to see what it feels like to be rewarded by the universe and by God for making the right choice. I also get that joy and happiness is like definitely in the cards for you. And you are not somebody that thinks that happiness equates to money. That's how this Queen of Wands believed, that money equals happiness. I mean, you can buy a lot of things with money, but what you can't buy is happiness, peace, joy, bliss, beauty, health, like respect, prestige, honor, being valiant. You can't buy being courageous. You can't buy. There are things that you're wealthy, that you already possess, that other people cannot just take their money and go buy. And that's why I feel like money does not equal happiness. These people are going to continue to search and try to scam people out of their resources to fill this void they have inside of them. And really, they just want their bills paid for without having to do any type of work or be of service to anyone. And like that is somebody that is like a destiny blocker. This person is like a destiny blocker. All they want is somebody else's resources. They don't want to fulfill their own destiny, which would be them getting into alignment and doing what God actually has for them. And they don't want to do that. They want to still play around with this stupid shit. And they want to be with people that are bad for them. Like, seriously. And it's not your job to make this person see that, I also feel like for a lot of you, separating away from these people, you're going to have a lot of relationships open up that were closed before. Maybe your family did not like this person, and maybe they were like, yeah, I don't want to help you. Well, I feel like there's going to be a change when it comes to the perception. Where you were shut down before, you're going to get accepted. Two of Swords, and these people are going to be blocked, especially from, because I feel like if you had a platform, or if you have a platform, or if you have like, if you're a motivational speaker, or you're a preacher, or you want to be a minister, or whatever this is that you're doing that's like a hierophant ability type thing, if you want to be a reader, whatever this is, this person came into your life, this Queen of Wands and Knight of Wands. They came in to derail you off of your destiny. Now it's time to get back on course. That's why this 10 of Cups is insured to you. That is something that's going to happen, because you're going to continue. You're going to start unconditionally loving yourself and investing in yourself. And that way you're going to be of use to yourself and to others. And these people are going to be blocked. They're not going to know which way to go. And they're going to be completely blocked out of your energy. 8 of Cups, being disappointed and dissatisfied that they weren't able to take something from you with this bullshit moon magic cycle crap. Look, you guys, your connection, your spiritual connection is much greater than some fucking moon magic. And the moon's not even supposed to be used like that. When I talk about magic, I do magic for myself. I mean, I wrote literally the Visago Tarot card spreads and spells, but they're spells to help yourself, okay? Manifestation techniques, really what I would call them. This person, they like to do shit to control other people's free will. You don't want, love spells are so dangerous. You do not want to try to force somebody's hand to love you or to commit to you or to be with you when they don't. because there are things about that person that's not compatible with your highest and best good, and you do not want to try to fuck with somebody else's free will. It will backfire so bad, and it can get very deadly. Love spells, when they're done, can be very deadly. And so, yeah, it's just something I would never fuck with. Like, it's okay to draw love into your life, but it's not okay to force somebody else's free will to love you. If they don't love you, then just find somebody that does naturally. You don't want to be with anybody that doesn't naturally love you. I mean, think about it that way. Eight of Wands. These people have to walk away from whatever they were doing at the crossroads, literally. Yeah, you don't want to force somebody to love you, because that will be, when love spells are done, it's like either a binding or it's having to put a spirit to possess somebody, and that spirit is playing a fucking game. My left ear just started ringing so loud. That spirit's playing a fucking game, okay? And it doesn't actually love you. It's just going to force that person to feel very deeply about you, which could turn into obsession very quickly, and it could become very dangerous. And there are a few people that have died from doing love spells, and the backfire of that, of messing with people's free will, been actually taken out by the person they put love spells on, or they can't break the love spell, especially if they use blood or anything that's like a binding agent. They can't break it, and that person stalks them for the rest of their life. Emperor. Yeah, you guys are being the boss of your own energy. You're stepping into your power at this time. You guys are ready to succeed. I also feel like you could be getting ready to make a major move, like getting a new job, going back to a old job, like a platform or something like that. You're going to invest in yourself, and you're not going to, the person that you're with in the future is never going to ask you to not create content. They're never going to ask you to not invest in yourself, or to not love yourself, or not work, or whatever this is. Okay. And so you just need to know that, like, the person that is for you will want the best for you no matter what. They're not going to ask you, oh, well, devote all of your time and your energy to me. No. You've got to be able to do what you need to do for the people that are in your collective. And it's not everybody's personal divine life purpose to be a teacher and a healer. But for you guys, the Emperor is a leader. Okay. So it is part of your divine life purpose to lead other people, at least to show them the truth. And there are so many different versions of the truth. I feel like you guys could get divine messages all the time. Yeah, because you've owned your own emotions and you've mastered them, you're getting justice. And this doesn't have to be in the justice system. This could be like you just receiving justice by this person being forced. Well, they're going to be judged by somebody that they don't want to be judged by. Could be an actual like judge. But yeah, I also get that if you take responsibility for your own part of creating this situation, you're going to heal and you won't manifest it again. Knight of Pentacles. There's going to be somebody that brings an issue to these people because they are doing something illegal to scam others, or they're going to be about to do something super illegal. And if they even think about trying, yeah, you'll give her the world. If they even think about trying to mess with you, they're going to be in for a freaking reckoning. I also get that you being protected by Archangel Michael is no coincidence. Like, you have a very high vibrational connection to the angelic realm. Some of you may classify yourselves as bad girls and bad boys. I would release that, because you don't want to draw in somebody that's got a bad attitude or a bad character. This person was attempting to deceive you. They thought that you were stupid or something. The hell? Just because you gave to them for a certain time. Like, there was a time when I was married that I was always forgiving this person for beating me. And like literally would just forgive them and forgive them, because that's what I thought that I was supposed to do. And then one day I woke up and was like, yeah, I don't love myself. Like, I need to get rid of this person, just divorce them, and love myself. And then that's when my spiritual journey my spiritual journey started before that. But the person that I was married to hated my spiritual gifts, because I could always call judgment and bullshit on when they were lying to me. They hated that shit. And they're like always trying to keep me from reading their energy. And you don't want to be with somebody you cannot trust. Okay, because your intuitive ability will go ding, ding, ding. This person's being a snake. Whatever they're doing is not for your highest and best good. Ace of Pentacles, you getting justice is you getting money that comes from heaven. This is like your pennies come from heaven. God supports you. This means that it's a great time for, starting a new workout regimen. It's a great time for physical, focusing on beautification, focusing on, well, I already get that material success is going to come easily, but I do get that your projects will grow and prosper. And there will be other people that want to help you get these messages to others. Seven of Cups. These people are going to be stuck in their shadow, unable to balance their dark side, drinking from whatever's in those weird cups. Delusional. Allow them to be. You don't have to tell this person how to fix themselves. That's on them. The fact that they are behaving like this just shows that they have something else going on with them that they need to address. Eight of Swords. These people are going to be creating illusions around having to go to jail, or somebody could be in jail. Yeah, that's why you're being told to stay away from this person. You don't need to make their personal issues yours, because their issues really do not belong to you. Good, you're getting money from the sale of a house. That's that 10 of Cups energy. Beautiful, you guys. That's awesome. Yeah, the Devil, this person is going to be imprisoned because they're in their south node, still acting from this very foolish. It's foolish because it's unaware of the self. I would just say that. Materialistic, selfish, perverted people. Gross. Yeah. When your projects grow and prosper, just know that praying is a great way to keep boundaries up with this person. I don't feel like they're going to be able to get past your prayers, and you have so much faith in the divine, they're not going to get past that either. Some of you guys are just learning how to believe in yourselves, because this person was trying to break you down and make you feel like you were nothing. Yeah, you're going to have 3 of Cups. This is beautiful. This is like being popular, having abundance, having security. It's also about having a good harvest. Yeah, I would not let anybody come in at this time and derail you off of your contract with the universe and your contract with having like a kingdom spouse or a higher twin flame type relationship. And do not lower your standards, because I think that part of the problems was that you guys lowered your standards and were accepting this person's bum behavior. And no, never again. Especially because you never did anything to this person to deserve them to treat you like this. Yeah, for some of you, do not give up hope, okay? If you guys already have children, this is confirmation you're going to have a legacy to leave them, And if you don't have children, that's okay too. It still may be in the cards for you, so don't give up on that. I feel like you guys being in alignment for your assignment and getting on your true path is what this person was doing by wasting your time and wasting your resources and taking from you. They were keeping you away from investing in a platform, in a business, in a creative art, or whatever it is, like singing, dancing, acting. They were literally being a destiny blocker. Okay. And I feel like before you knew this person, you were very much in your destiny doing what you're here to do. And then this person came along and made everything in your life about them. And because you loved this person, you would have done anything for them. They completely took advantage of that. And this person was not loving you back. Like, they did not feel that, like, this person will never get to their own destiny because they're always going to be making the bad choices in life, like horrible choices. The judgment to the Hierophant, like, yeah, this person is about to be severely judged by the universe, by the spiritual realm, and by the physical realm. They may owe somebody a lot of money. So yeah, when this person's in the 5 of Pentacles being casted away, just, you can pray for them. That's probably going to be the most useful thing that you can do. But communicating with them is going to keep an open door, and this person will continue to try to pull on your energy. Again, anytime you feel that pulling on your energy, just go, okay, what was I thinking about? What was I doing? Who was I just around? And then asking yourself, where is my energy going? When you feel it leaving your body and it being drained, be like, where's my energy going? If you find out it's one of these people, then I would pray Psalm 91 or Psalm 23. I would just do a general prayer like, God, please show me whoever is draining my energy. Please, and I call my energy and my power back to me. You know what I mean? Literally. But yeah, once your energy returns back to you, you're going to be like, oh, wow, I have all this extra energy to be creative and abundant and to go back to doing my divine life purpose. This person was literally hindering you. They were blocking you from being able to fulfill what God has here for you. And that's why if money wasn't coming in, it was because all of your resources were going to one person, to one thing. And that person was sharing your resources with somebody else while being dishonest to your face and betraying you. Hell no. That's so offensive. Literally, this person has a lot of balls or cojones to think that they can just come back in whenever they get ready and use you for something. Like, I think that you've been used enough. You want somebody that contributes equally to your relationship and not just at the beginning of a relationship. You don't want somebody that's going to show you like a mask and then be a good person for like do the right thing for 3 weeks. And then after that, they drop the mask and they show who they are. No. Okay. If somebody is giving you a red flag, look at those red flags. Do not ignore them, you guys, because ignoring them could mean you having to go through another cycle of being used and abused. And I don't feel like that's for your highest and best good. All right, you guys, thank you for making it to the ending of this reading. Know that on this platform, if any of you guys have any personal questions, you can send a $20 super chat with your question and I will pause the collective reading and I will answer your question. Okay. So thank you guys for liking the video. Thank you for being here with me. Please like the video, tap the notification bell, hype that video, share this content. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Such an important thing. And that you've tapped the notification bell so you know when I go live. Okay. I'm going to talk about 2 books that are so important to me and that have really helped me on my spiritual journey. And the links to these books are in the description box below. I strongly suggest that you guys invest, okay? And they're not expensive. So you can literally get these books for like under $20, I believe. So one is The Truth of God. It's an advanced intuitive living workbook that has everything from teaching you how to meditate to teaching you how to access your spiritual bank. But the main techniques in this book that I use every single day, and this is why I talk about it, because people are like, well, how do you do what you do? And I'm like, this is how I do what I do. So the first technique is the God technique, which my whole life, I felt like I was trapped in the psychic realm. Like I couldn't get past a certain frequency and I couldn't rise above these astral entities and parasitic things and demons and shit like that. Okay. And so I always felt victimized by the spiritual realm and I was confused and it just was like I was literally trapped. So when I came across The Truth of God by Michael Steadman and I did the God technique, the first time when I did it, it was like the biggest shift. It was like, whoa, you go from being in your ego, and that's where I was being trapped, into looking out through the eyes of God, your higher self, so you can see, and it's a big gap in consciousness. And when I first started doing the God technique, it was like huge gap. And the more that I do it, the less of that gap there is. Okay. And so it's a consciousness, raising of your consciousness. So you can see things as they actually are, and then look out through the lens of unconditional love, compassion, joy, and peace. It says, I found that I needed to remember that the ego was not the enemy to fear, but was me, God, filtered through my thoughts and beliefs. So the second technique in this book that I use every single day and in these readings is the joy versus anger technique. And I use that technique to ask yes and no questions so that I can get an immediate answer back and have an open communication with my higher self, God, so that I'm not having to say a prayer and wait for a sign, okay, like I did in the past. It says, if a person could change their thought patterns to only those of unconditional love for all throughout their days, any and all other negative manifestations would change to match that positive outflow. True miracles would happen. And then the third technique that is worth gold is the mind technique. It says, as the joy versus anger technique was the most important and useful intuitive application in this book, the mind technique is of the same importance level, but is designed to clear the negative mental, emotional baggage beliefs that we are dragging around, so you don't keep pulling in the same experiences. And this helps you to use the mind like the tool. This is like the spiritual cheat sheet to creating your own reality and tapping into your higher power. It really is. So yeah, so because the negative beliefs that we drag around, which is like baggage, influences the reality that we're experiencing. And I also have another platform called the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle. You guys will want to subscribe over there. We're working towards getting to 1,000 subscribers on that one so I can start doing $20 super chats. But on that platform, if you send me a $20 Cash App or PayPal, I will do the same thing and I'll pause the collective reading and I'll answer your questions. So the second book I'm going to talk about is the book that I've written. It's called Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. And this is a book that works. It's going to teach you how to read cards for yourself and for other people. All you need to get started is the original Rider-Waite deck, original RYDERWAITE. And I would go ahead, you guys, and get the one that's got the descriptions on the card. It just makes it so much easier to read the cards, especially when you're learning them. Okay, so I'm going to read, let's see, we did the Hierophant at the beginning. So I'm going to read a different position. Let's see. Let's do something from the Lovers. Where's the Lovers? There we go. Okay. So I've created a tarot card spread, and you can do these tarot card spreads over and over and over again and always get new information. So I created a tarot card spread for each of the major arcana cards, which are the major transitions. So I'm going to read about the Lovers. The Lovers tarot card spread. The Lovers is number 6. The answer is yes, and the zodiac is Gemini. The Lovers are a representation of a twin flame soul partnership and soul contract. The Lovers can inspire new love and the beginning of a new romance. The Lovers represent two beautiful souls coming into divine union. This card represents good times, close friendships, physical beauty, attractiveness, and compatibility with love life partnerships. The Lovers can represent temptation, sexuality, lust, and love coming into your life. So you'll pull one card for each position. I'm going to read, let's see. I'm going to read the position 9, Nahas, the snake in the Garden of Eden. This card shows any dopamine chasing habits that destroy the true nature of oneself. How well are you influenced to seek after high dopamine activities in your daily life? How often are you listening to the words of the serpent in the Garden of Eden? Are you paying attention to your own awakening process? I think that the serpent in the Garden of Eden has to do with a Kundalini awakening. That's my personal perspective on the story, if I look at it as like a metaphor. If you are being gaslighted in your love life, you will pull the Lovers and the reverse for this card placement. If you pull the Devil Tarot card for this position, it could unveil a hidden, more sinister intention behind the snake in the Garden of Eden. You can ask additional yes or no questions while pulling the cards for each position. Be sure to check the yes and no answer for each tarot card so that you understand your answer. Then read the overall message of the tarot card that you pulled and compare the information. Additionally, if you feel confused about the tarot card that you pulled, you can pull an additional 2 more cards. That's a really good way if you're like, okay, and I'll do that sometimes if I'm like, I need clarification. Well, usually I just ask for clarification. But if I need clarification on something, on the first card that I'm looking at, I will shuffle the whatever's left of the deck, and I will just pull 2 more cards, and I will look at the relation of those cards and see what else I can pick up. So yeah, it says that additionally, if you feel confused about the card you pulled, you can pull an additional 2 more cards and then place them over to the side to receive additional insight and to understand the card that you pulled. Then compare the tarot cards and see what differences or similarities are there. This should give you more information related to your answer. Know that if you are not receiving the correct answers, then it could indicate that you are not asking the right question. And the other psychic that I work with, they are a master at asking the right questions. They like where my gifts just work the way they work. This person asks, they literally ask the best questions. So yeah, so be sure to ask if your answer does not make sense to you. Be like, okay, do I need to ask a different question? And then the Lover's Tarot card's life. I invoke, draw in, and evoke, draw out the higher energies of the cherubim of love into my divine soul love contract. I ask that the cherubim of love bless me and my divine partner. I call on the highest love and light of the source, God, goddess, creator being, my highest self, to engage lovingly with me in my twin flame divine union ascension plan for my soulmate contract. Soulmate love contract. I choose to align with my highest truth and purpose to fulfill the intentions for a loving union that the divine has for me. And then you'll just do this really easy, like literal little manifestation technique. Reaffirm your manifestation by creating I am affirmations. Do not state what you want to the universe in a negative way. Always focus on the positive aspects that you desire. So kind of like talking about how what I was talking about today of making a list. And then, yeah, for each of the major arcana tarot cards spreads, there's a spell that will help you integrate the archetype energy of that. The Chariot is to remove obstacles, and this will teach you how to read cards for yourself and for other people, and it helps you about with your destiny so much. The Wheel of Fortune is to attract good luck. The Justice is to get justice against those that thought that they got away with it. And then in the back of the book, I've created a compendium of knowledge of what the different card interpretations and combinations could mean when you have like one or two or three of the major arcana cards coming out together. So I'm going to read the Lovers because that's what we were just talking about. The Lovers tarot card is a positive card to pull, but when it is in the reverse, it warns that a bad choice in the love life has been made. When the Lovers is upright, you can expect the coming together of two individuals who are divinely connected to one another, such as a soulmate, twin flame, or karmic relationship or partnership. If the Lovers comes out before the Star tarot card, you can expect to have a relationship that is in public view. Get ready for paparazzi because a famous love life is coming your way. If you pull the Lovers with the Emperor, it could mean that the masculine energy coming in is a CEO, boss, daddy, wealthy, intelligent, mature, bold, courageous, and kind. If you pull the Lovers and then pull the Nine of Swords or the Ten of Swords, it would be a big warning that the person that you're having a partnership with is going to cause you great grief and karma. If you pull the Lovers and the Nine of Wands, it could mean that you are scared because of a past relationship that did not work out. If the Nine of Wands comes out before the Lovers, it could indicate that the partner that you are with could end up emotionally scarring you in the future. If you pull the Lovers and the Two of Swords together, it could mean that you're healing from heartbreak and that you have a heart wall up. So heart walls are put up almost as a reaction to a traumatic event. In our minds and our hearts, we say, whoa, that really hurts. I don't think that I want to experience that again. I am keeping that out. Then a wall is created, and that wall only will allow in lower experiences that are on the lower compatibility spectrum. With a wall up, the good experiences cannot get through to you. This is why it is very important to be aware if you are blocking yourself in your love life, because with a heart wall, that is exactly how you block that. And if you pull the Lovers and the Eight of Swords, it can indicate that a lover or romantic partner may be going to jail. So again, it just keeps going on and on and on, you guys, with the different combinations. But check this book out, okay? The two books, these are going to help you with your spiritual journey in a major way. The Truth of God is the best intuitive one. It's going to teach you how to use your intuition, how to do the God technique, raise into your higher self so you can have that consciousness shift. And then it helps you to take control of the mind so you can think, you can question the beliefs that you have and get rid of them so you don't keep pulling in the same experiences. And this is a very powerful book. It teaches you how to meditate, talks about prayer and all of that. The second book is Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells, and all you need to start learning to read cards for yourself and for others is the original Rider-Waite deck. Every other deck that comes off of the basically comes off of the original Rider-Waite, and it's a distortion basically. And I'm not dissing any other tarot decks because I love all of the tarot decks that I have, but this is going to have the clearest, most accurate representation of what the card means. And I would go ahead when you guys get oh, thank you. I hope I sell 1 million books too. When you guys get the original Rider-Waite, just invest in getting it with the words on the card. That way you're not having to flip through a book, and it saves so much time. And when I'm looking at the cards, the words are a little like for my vision. So I'll just see something that stands out on there and then I'll read the energy. And I feel like having the words on the cards just makes it so much easier, you guys. Okay, you guys, thank you for making it to the ending of this reading. I love you so much. Peace be with you, you guys. Have a wonderful evening. God bless you. God bless you guys. Whoever's going to be watching the Super Bowl tomorrow, I hope you guys have an awesome time. Okay, peace be with you. I do have another platform called the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle. I will be headed over there. I'll see you guys there. I love you guys so much, and thank you for your support. Thank you for liking the video, tapping the notification bell, subscribing, and hyping the video. All of that really helps this platform get to the people that need it. Okay, I love you guys so much. Peace be with you. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.